subscriber. I would like the record to reflect, though, that I don't get to... You don't sleep on family vacations for people that don't have small children. I'm taking 3 children, 10 and under, to a water park for 5 days. I will sleep less and be way more tired when I return from that than I was going into it. Just so we're clear. We are going up to the Dells again, yeah. It's been our family trip of choice lately. This will be our third year going up there as a family. Zippy by day. Thanks for sticking around as a tier 1. This deck viable on the ladder. There are a lot of very competitive Marvel Snap players that seem to think this deck is solid. We won that priority flip. Feels good, man. Where is that in relation to Carbondale? Carbondale is 4 hours south of me, and the Dells is like 5 to 6 hours north of me, if I recall. Which if you're someone that's in driving distance of the Dells, and you're looking for a solid family vacation, I honestly can't recommend the Dells enough. My family and I have gone up there the last 3 years now, and last year and the year before, our vacation for our family of 5 cost less than $3,000 for 5 days. It's just a very, very reasonable amount. I think I'm bailing on this. I think we're just soaking up the island and then going left and right. Although I do have a Shadow King, I suppose. They are definitely a Professor X deck. That being said, I don't think that really matters, yeah? Echo nukes the dog. I mean, the dog's text box doesn't really matter, yeah? I think we just do this, yeah? I think we probably win here. And then the Shadow King flipping up last should mean we win here. Even through something like an Iron Man, I think. That's close, though. Iron Man might skunk us in the middle. I didn't actually count the Iron Man because I was lazy. I think we're good. Oh yeah, because this goes after the island.
I am Iron Man.
Absolutely torched. How much sunscreen will you be wearing on the vacation? Well, even after I've dropped my 30 pounds, chat, I'm still very much wear a shirt at the outdoor water type person, because it makes it less sunblock to apply, so not too much. Just the face and the neck and the arms and the legs. Having to sunblock the whole torso is giant pain in the ass. That was a great Super Giant game, yeah. Super Giant with both Shadow King and Sage are very good. I'm very in shape, but I wear a long sleeve shirt and a big hat. I don't play in the sun. It's true. I'm not in the US. How far north is that? What temperatures do you get at the moment? You get 70s, 80s, 90s. Even at the tippy top of the United States in the summer, typically. Is Squirrel Girl just a spread stat? Squirrel Girl spreads stats and enables Mockingbird. Yes, Squirrel Girl into having priority for Red Guardian, so you can tag Thetas and Angelas is pretty important too. Yeah, decent with priorities, decent with Warhead as well. If there's someone who keeps up on the meta, they probably know what deck we're playing. But in general, I think there's probably value in just leaving here. I guess I could just gain information, but it looks like they're just playing Loki. Ah, did they see my card? I don't know if they saw my card. I think we were treated fast enough. Where am I from? I am from Central Illinois. I live about 2 hours south of the Chicagoland area. I used to be able to say at this point my backyard's literally a cornfield, but they actually just finally finished putting up houses. Well, they're almost done putting up a row of houses behind me, so I don't have a cornfield in my backyard anymore. Officially no longer the edge of town. I'm sure the boomers were upset about that. Unironically, chat, when they were rezoning the cornfield to put more houses behind me, one of my neighbors was going door to door trying to get people to sign a petition to deny it. And it's not even like it's low-cost, affordable housing. They put fucking $500,000 new houses behind my house, and people still were like, nah, fuck that, I don't want more housing. Just like, it's actually unreal. It's not even affordable. Like, I can't even emphasize enough that it's not even affordable housing. It's actually just incredibly expensive housing. How much is the house where I live? My wife and I closed on our home about 5 years ago for $285,000. But that being said, when the markets went crazy a little bit ago, there were houses in my neighborhood of a similar age and size to mine that were selling for like $450 to $460. But I also just can't emphasize enough that my home being worth more money is of no value to me. I don't plan to leave my house anytime soon. The only thing my house costing more money does is means I pay more in property taxes. Taskmaster Sage could have been a thing. I don't know, I think I just want a claw. And chat, for reference, while I'm the farthest thing, I'm nowhere close to being wealthy. My house is nice. We've got 3,000 square feet and a 3-car garage and a backyard with a playground for the kids. If you're someone that can do your job remotely, I would 10 out of 10 recommend mid-sized town in the US living. Does this win? I think they can't compete here with Mockingbird. I guess they have a Red Hulk. I kind of need to play for all three, yeah? This kind of does play for all three. Does it? I have +8 here. I think I do this and play for all three. I think we're definitely staying. I just didn't play for the right. Oh yeah, Zemo lets them fill nicely. I did Sage mid. she's a big girl at least. How big is this is the question. Sweet, got him. Wait, what? Honey. Oh, honey.
Victory.
They did still win the lane because of the Mirage, that's true. I don't even know what to do with 3,000 square feet, but I also don't have kids. I bet those take up a lot of space. They do. Actually, fun tidbit. When my wife and I were looking to move when we bought this house 5 years ago, we actually looked at some like 4,000 and 5,000 square foot houses that were at a similar price range. And those even with our family of 4 at the time, we like walked through them. We were like, there's no way we need anywhere close to this amount of space. Just like I don't want to heat and cool this many rooms. Yeah, it's a lot of cleaning. It's a lot to heat and cool. This may or may not be right. The current deck just tech.deck. Yeah, kinda. Man, it really sucks that Isle of Silence is over here. Although I guess I can't claw in 5 anyways. Why is Valentina so good, chat? They snapped for a reason, and she's so good.
Escape.
I bought a 12,000 square foot house in Phoenix. It was $400,000. Yep. That's correct. And I feel you there. I grew up in a 1,200 square foot home with 1 shower. With a family of 5. Definitely enjoy being out in a place where there's space. This could be another miniaturized lab. Yeah, Gladiator's such a free roll against us. Feels bad, man. What are your thoughts on board for the negative shell? Just not very good. Why do Americans talk about the square feet of their house? I've never heard anybody in the UK mention. It's one of the most important selling factors here in the United States. Size matters, gamers. Does this ever win a game of Marvel Snap? It might. I'm gonna stay for 1. I'm a fish. I'm a fish! Glub glub! Algid, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. We need this to be the Gladiator first. Ah, rip. If I would have put the Shadow King here, would we have won? I would have won with the Shadow King here, yeah. We would have been 11-11, and we would have been 9-0, we would have won it. Close. You tried Shuri, Kitty. I've not, Sergeant Pepper.
Oh, snap.
Let's make this the game. How long am I streaming for today? Until I sign off. Long time. I'll take 30 minutes of Agatha if you're interested. Yeah, we can do Agatha at lunchtime today. That sounds fine.
Parker!
Getting Latina sounds good. That'll be our last exhibition for now, because we got a few backed up. Do I want to just play this game for a tiebreaker? I think so. I've got a lot of stats. They could hit our Jeff. I've made a terrible mistake, gamers. I've made a terrible mistake. What is in your hand? Show me your secrets. Oh, were they afraid of Warhead? I think they were afraid of Warhead on the Red Hulk because we had priority. That's a awful retreat either way because they would have been going to 1 cube with a loss, and 1 cube and 2 cubes are the same. Even if they're 100% dead there, they should make me play it out. Every time they should make me play it out. God. They have a 7 power doctor in here. Just a 5. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna get rid of this New York because our Claw will play hard for this one, I think is my plan. The one-time Gladiator wouldn't have been a free roll. And it gets the free roll, Sedge. Yeah, I think it's just this. Doesn't 1 cube mean you can only make your opponent lose 1 cube at a time? No, not during the high-stakes rounds. Starting in round 5, 2 is the minimum you play for, regardless of how many you have left. Which is definitely a little unintuitive if you haven't played Conquest before. I know what some of you are thinking. Jeff, warheading their face down card? That's incredibly rude. And you're right, it is incredibly rude. This is, 514 here, plus 3 murder that, then it's 21 in the middle. Is it this? Might not play another card here. I'm gonna fan out and play for all three. We could definitely lose here and here, though, with this line. Alright, currently winning the game. This has to be something crazy with us having Warhead here. I think Circe or Fastos would be better. I think they both have potential to be competitive cards. They have very different types of decks that they go in. I will be shocked if Thena is not the best card to release this month, for what it's worth. If you're looking for a strict measure of good, bad, otherwise. Sometimes I do silly build-around themes on stream, but usually just on days where things are a little slower. We're filled up today on viewer submissions. Thena is the best card to release into Marvel Snap in a long while. She's very, very good. She's a good card that goes into existing good decks. Hey Tria, thank you for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is Theta so good that I should risk spending 4 keys just for her? The answer to that question is, how much do you like playing Kitty Pryde and Angela? If you are someone like me, where playing Kitty Pryde and Angela is one of your favorite things to do in Marvel Snap, then I think yes, 100%. She is worth spending keys on. This is insane. Squirrel Girl into 11 power Mockingbird on Krakoa. We're gonna raise the stakes up here. Lady chat. Big lady make big card. Slave. Gotta Red Guardian this before it can grow anymore. Magic Surfer. Ghost Rider, thanks for the prime. You know, there's a ton of great people you can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way and keeping me around. Appreciate the support. Yes, Hazmat's definitely a possibility. Imagine queuing up with a Wong deck in current year. Imagine queuing up with a Wong deck in current year, gamers. Good old Wong, nothing beats Wong.
Victory.
When the first two locations are neutral, it's generally correct to play Jeff to the third unrevealed location because there's so many unrevealed locations it's profitable to have Jeff end up in. Things like Stark Tower, Murray Island, and others are all very, very good to have him in over here. And the only real location that super punishes you for playing Jeff into it blind is Deep Space, and even that one's not that bad. He's still a 2-3. If you're missing White Widow, you should play Medusa or Lizard in this deck. 2 energy cards with high stat lines to help you get priority. I love my Nocturne chat. She's such a violent individual. Such an incredibly violent individual. Cosno the center here, and then work to maintain priority. I also have Red Guardian should they choose to Wong either of the sides here. Out a step, for sure. Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff right there, gamers. Mighty fine sandcastle you got built over there, Mr. Bieber. It would be a damn shame if something happened to it. You had to use tokens you spent on Red Guardian or Sage. Do you want a tech card or do you want a card that makes numbers? Do you want to build sandcastles or do you want to kick them over? There really aren't a lot of strictly right, strictly wrong answers to which cards you should be optimizing in Marvel Snap. A lot of them are it depends style answers that vary depending on what your goals are with your collection. Will I regret this? This is good for winning the Eternity Rage, but it's kind of bad against their Wong generically. I'm gonna do this. This should win the Eternity Rage. Yeah, it might just kill a Brood, but... so, pretty good. Ooh, and I get to tuck Shadow King under Supergiant. And let's be honest, chat, who doesn't want to be under Supergiant? So this means we win here. And I can tuck this over here for now, and then we're hoping to draw Mockingbird or Nocturne on the last turn. it's just this. I think it's just this. Doggo, 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 doggo. Doggo, 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 doggo. Doggo, 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 doggo. It's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Chat, if you want to kick people's sandcastles, this deck is the best control deck I've played in Marvel Snap in a long time. Holy. Like, traditional Sarah control has not been good in a while because Shang-Chi is not great at the moment. But, man. The Cosmo, the really innovative and interesting thing about this deck is how the Squirrel Girl is genius. The Squirrel Girl making it so you play for priority super efficiently is such a phenomenal deck building conclusion. Absolutely love it. And then you're like, okay, I'm playing Squirrel Girl for priority. I get to play Mockingbird as well. Also great. But like, this really is, you look at this deck list and you're like, man, that is the reason why this is great. Squirrel Girl, White Widow, letting you consistently have priority for your cards that care about priority. This deck is a good example of why all the people who said Alioth was the proper way to reward having priority was good were very silly. This deck is a phenomenal example of how you reward players for having priority without just an Alioth that blows away every card in the lane. This deck is not playable without Supergiant. She is a key part of what the deck is doing to try and make it playable. It really hammers home how much of a scam the fast drops thing is on the days where Dara's not streaming during drops. Just like the raw volume of additional people who come in here and use the fast drops command as their first comment. It's sad. I feel bad for the people who have been scammed. It's crazy to me that people in the community defend his behavior as everybody knows it's a joke. They really don't. It's actually insane to me how often I hear things like, it's just a joke, everybody knows. Alright, and then I have a doggo for the center, so we're super done here. To the new person that came in, welcome to Hoaglandia. You're not always gonna like the things that I have to say here, but at least you'll know when I say them I'm not lying to you. The drops here are the same speed as everywhere else on Twitch. No one's drops are faster despite what their bot commands tell you. This was definitely a nightmare matchup for our opponent. This is everything you don't want. If the opponent's deck made a list of cards they didn't want to play against, our deck would probably have most of them in it. Like, what a just absolute bully massacre. Us 10-0ing this one is not an accident. That probably happens with some frequency. Our deck just has so many. I'm really, thanks for the deck submission on this one. I was really impressed. I don't know who came up with this one. I saw KM Best playing it last night. I don't know if he nicked it from somewhere else. I don't know who owns the NFT for this, chat. It's impossible to track. But this deck is genuinely one of the, I think, the biggest innovations in deck building I've experienced in Marvel Snap recently. Like, the Squirrel Girl to grab priority for all your 3s that care about priority, and then the mixture of Super Giant with not only Claw to hide, but also things like Super Giant Shadow King Sage on 5 is so good. Guaranteeing that this is gonna be the last thing to flip up in a lane most of the time is so strong. Even Sage too, right? Like making sure everything else fills in and then this comes up. Unfortunately, to be a heartbreaker, I think you need Super Giant for this deck. If I were to call out substitutions, I think you could substitute White Widow for Medusa or Lizard. Jeff, similarly, I think could be another high power 2-drop. Medusa, Lizard. I think you need Mockingbird. I think you need Super Giant. Sage and Nocturne, like maybe Wolfsbane, maybe Polaris or another 3/5. But again, if you substitute too many things, you're gonna lose some power. I think easily the most replaceable cards here are these two. And the ones you absolutely should not replace, the deck's gonna be absolute hot dog water without them. Super Giant and Mockingbird. These are cards that like big punch. They do heavy lifting in what this deck is doing. I think Sage is probably the third most important. She's gonna be bigger than Wolfsbane very consistently. And then these other 4, White Widow, Jeff, Red Guardian, and Nocturne, if you're gonna sub them, you wanna sub cards that have good rates. Cards that have high power for low energy costs. Because maintaining priority so your Cosmos and your Warheads and your other things can get ahead of your opponent is a big deal. All right, I want to run some ads. We're going to kick along to our next viewer next semester when we get back. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. The more I play, the more I become a Lizard Enjoyer. Lizard's a very reasonable Marvel set.